Hello, everyone. Welcome. How you doing? No, I still didn't get my hair cut, but I still wanted to come on camera. So I said, oh, let me just brush it, do something with it because it grows freaking fast. But anyway, welcome. Starting something different, kind of like a little spinoff to Ramil's channel. You know, he got free advice Fridays. I have debt-free advice Fridays. Okay. So let me give a few minutes for you guys to jump in here so we can get started and I can give you guys all an idea of what this is about to me. So welcome. As always, and plus I started early, so I'm gonna give you guys a few minutes to jump up in here. Hopefully I gave out enough advice or enough advanced notice. Let me give one more thing. Get your link. One more to all the followers here. Give it in, put it into the community. Just make sure they can see it. Community. Welcome everybody. Put that so now nobody can say I gave them notice because it's out there. All right. Welcome, welcome. All right, Fred Moore, what's going on? What's up, LJ? Checking in from work. Welcome. Yes. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it's Friday, 2 o'clock Eastern time. So yeah, sometimes I'd be forgetting about that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not saying in a bad way. I'm just saying in general. I've had a job all my life, and sometimes I forget. That's the best way I can describe it to you guys. But we'll get into that. What's up? Glad you jumped in. Right now, it's kind of a little bit of a delay, so I haven't said hello to you yet. I haven't seen it on my screen yet, unless I go back over and check the actual YouTube stream, and then I can get it earlier, but that kind of defeat the purpose. Let me see. What's up, James? Welcome. I'm going to get started in about 30 seconds. I try my best to be able to get these notifications off to you guys, but again, I don't control YouTube, so can't really do anything about that. But I let everybody know on the Discord server, let people know on the community, hopefully that on Facebook. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is LJ Young, and I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place, think of the Borg, you know, Star Trek's the Borg. I think of a cube, right? Think of the debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in credit and debt, almost no different than the regular movie, The Matrix. Okay, that's what I'm basing it on, right? Everybody lives that believes in financing everything that goes down in value, but still can't figure out why they're living paycheck to paycheck. That's where I lived for the first 40 years of my life until I woke up. I found Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey basically said, hey, take the math that you learned in grade school and apply it on your finances, and then you'll win with money. And that's all I did. I just said, what? It can't be that easy. And I did it, and that's what it was, right? And then I started experiencing what it feels like to be financially free. Because when I was in debt, I always thought in order to be financially free, I must make millions and billions and zillions and all. No, I just had to get to zero, right? I have been living under zero all my life. And then once I figured out it was just mathematics, I had just to be financially free, all I had to do was just get out of debt and get to zero. And that's it, right? Now that I see how free it is and how simple it is. So what I've taken what I've learned from Dave Ramsey and I've simplified it even more by using just the math that I learned in grade school, right? That's it. It's nothing. It's really not complicated. All that, you know. So what I do is I help people get out of the debt matrix by exposing what I call the glitches in the debt matrix. And the glitches are things that don't make mathematical sense, but yet people still believe them and say them and do them, right? You know, there's people with 30-year mortgages believing they're homeowners when you could just show them with mathematics that that's not true, right? Or people financing cars And if you show them with mathematics, you say, hey, you know, if you finance that car, you really didn't get it on sale. You got it for whatever you financed it for 84 months. That's your sale price, right? But people really don't understand that. But what I do is show them with mathematics where it's undeniable, right? You look at the math, you'll say, okay, that's true. And then when they have trouble understanding, and I bring them on, I say, hey, look at the math, see this, that, right? That's called cognitive dissonance. Okay. You see, you know, you're not a homeowner when you have a mortgage, but in your brain, you still won't accept it, though you know the math is true. That's called cognitive dissonance. Okay. And what I also show, once you get out of zero, I show you that debt-free is a language, right? It's people in debt, they don't really understand that they have a pattern. They don't know. And I'm going to tell you guys are what's called unconscious slaves. And I'm going to tell you, the reason why you don't know you have a pattern is because you don't trust math, right? You will have 20-year-old student loans, but you think because you're investing in the stock market and real estate, you name it, whatever, it really doesn't matter. And if you did the math, you would clearly see, if you looked at your student loans compared and you go student loans minus all your debt, you will clearly see that you have no money to do anything. It'll be in a negative. And here's where the cognitive dissonance comes in again. You would see that you're negative and it's impossible to invest in anything outside of yourself, especially if you're in debt. But if you believe you are, that's called cognitive dissonance, right? And then when people invest like that, they don't really understand that the core of themselves is everything from themselves all the way up. It doesn't make any mathematical sense. It only makes mathematical sense to people in the debt matrix. Okay. That's what it is. Right. And then once they understand that, that's when they cross over. And then we come over to a whole new level, north of zero, what I call north of zero. You learn, I teach you what you didn't know when you was in debt, right? So, but that's a different story. So what's up, Lord? What's going on, Quentin? Hello, King of Kings. What's up, CM Training? What's going on? So what today is, I spent it off of Ramil's. He has free advice Fridays. So I decided to try debt-free advice Fridays. So what this consists of, not only money, but I want you guys to understand your life will change once you become debt-free in all aspects: dating, marriage, work, relationships. Your whole life will change. And I want you guys to understand that if you don't I know it doesn't make sense to you when you're in debt. You can't really tell why that would be, but it is. It saves you a lot of time. It saves you a lot of heartache, breakup, because you will never put it this way. Long story short, you will never legally tie yourself, date a person that's in debt. You just won't, because you will know that it's an absolute waste of time. You don't date slaves, especially unconscious slave. Unconscious slaves are people that absolutely will not accept ever believing math. Those are what's called unconscious slaves. And if you're debt free, there is no way in a million years that you would legally tie yourself, not marry, not have children with, not date, not live together. You wouldn't at all. Okay. Now, I answer all personal questions, no business investing questions. I don't do any of that. Okay. None of that. I don't want you to confuse me with a financial advisor, because I'm the person you come to see before you go see the financial advisor, before you go see the CPA, before you go see your tax person. I'm the person you see first. I give you the information so you can go see them without really knowing. You don't really need to know the whole tax system. You don't have to need to know your you don't have to know all that stuff they know. All you need to know is the basics. And if they know the basics, because if they don't know the basics, you do not use them. Okay. All right. So here is there's the stream. Now, again, you can ask me anything financial. What's it like? What would it be like to be a debt-free person dating? What would it be like to pick a financial advisor? How do you pick them? All that stuff. I'm your person. Okay. CM Training LLC says, you are the black Dave Ramsey. You are more nicer. Dave Ramsey will insult you and your debt. You know what's so funny is CM, honestly, I don't see that. I don't see Dave Ramsey insulting anybody. I never saw that even when I was in debt, because all he is speaking is mathematics. He's not saying anything rude. You know what I'm saying? I don't take it like that. I've heard that many times. They think, oh man, I don't like Dave Ramsey, man. He's so hard. I don't think he is. I really don't. All right. All right. King of Kings, LJ. I was successful with chapter 7. Congratulations. Congratulations. Now, I don't know if you're a member of the YouTube members only group, Life North of Zero, but if you're at zero now, I suggest you sign up for my private members group, because now you're ready for the next level. You're ready for life after zero. Life north of zero. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Just get it while it's free. Get it while it's free. And if you're new to the channel, don't be shy. What's going on? What's up, Antone? Hello, Joseph. Welcome. Debt-free advice Fridays. It doesn't have to be just finances. You can ask me what it's like. You can ask me what it's like. Especially if you've never been debt-free, I can tell you what life would be like when you get out of debt. Your whole attitude would change. You won't be shy. You'll go up to anybody you like and, hey, what's up? How you doing? You know, you will do that, and it's a whole different world. Whole different world. So, any questions? Any questions? I will answer everything you ask mathematically. Okay. I do not add feelings. So if you are looking for somebody to coddle your feelings to get out of debt and money and stuff like that, this is not the channel. Okay. This is not the channel for you. There's some nicer finance people that will hold your hand and do everything you need to feel good. But here, when you try to add your feelings, it's like me asking you, how do you feel about 1 + 1 = 2? How do you feel about that? Does that make you warm and fuzzy inside? Does 1 + 1 make you sad? See, it doesn't even make any sense. That's why I don't add feelings, because that's how I feel. Why would I have a feeling about numbers? This is what you'll be. This is what you'll have. Antone says, should I go in my 401k and finish paying off my loans? It counts on everybody's situation is different. So I'm going to say it this way. Right now, you can pull money out of your retirement without a 10% penalty. Okay. So let me give you an example of this. Say like you had $30,000 in your 401k. Yeah, $30,000. And you had $50,000 in student loan debt. 30,000 minus 50,000 is negative 20,000. Okay. So mathematically, the money you think that's in your 401k, it's really not. It's really not there, right? So you might as well, if this was my situation in this example, I would pull all $30,000 out of my 401k and pay down my student loan, because now instead of paying interest on $50,000, instead of paying interest on $50,000, I'll be paying interest on $20,000 now. So I would have $20,000 left, and all my money would go to that for sure. Dropping in for the show. I hope you got the alert this time, Yellow J, because I put it in there everywhere. What's up, Nicer? What's going on? Becoming debt free will save you a lot of relationships. You probably won't be involved in that divorce stuff. 50% of divorces end in money because of money. None of that will be part of your. That will have nothing to do with you, because you will never allow that to something like that to happen. I promise you, you wouldn't even allow it. James says, LJ, you say don't work anymore. How do you take care of yourself? You don't have to answer if I'm getting too no. This is what I do. I help people. This is how I survive. My business that I created, helping people get out of debt. That's what if you're saying that I don't have a traditional job, let's put it that way. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. I work, but I'm doing what I love. I don't have a job that I just don't want to work at. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So I hope I'm saying that right. No, it's not too personal. I want you guys to understand and see how it is. Because the reason, and I'm not against people working. This is all I want you guys to understand something. Wealth is owning the time in your life. That's what wealth is. Nothing is above time. Nothing. And if you own all of your life, that means you are wealthy, because millions of people don't own the time in their life. So for the last 5, 6, 7 years, I've owned every single minute of my life. The only way you can do that, the only way that's mathematically possible, you cannot have a job. That's all I'm saying. Look at the math. If you want to own every single minute of your life, that's mathematically impossible to do with a job. That's all I'm saying. So it counts on how bad you want it. But there's a caveat. Once you come over and taste what it's like to own every single minute of your life, there is no going back. You won't be able to fit back into the 40-hour work week, 2 weeks a year vacation. You work a whole year. Listen, you work a whole year to get 2 weeks out of a year. I was happy with that. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I get 3 weeks vacation. Look at that. It's somebody. Honestly, I wish somebody was like me that heard me say things like that. Oh yeah, man, I get 3 weeks a year. I wish somebody would have said, "You're a happy slave, aren't you?" I would have been like, "What do you mean happy slave? You're happy about 3 weeks a year?" I've been like, "Yeah." I would have then asked myself, "When's the last time you took all 3 weeks off together? When's the last time you did that?" I would have said never. Why not? Why not? Oh man, I got work. You're a happy slave, huh, LJ? Happy slave? Yellow J says, you can pull from your 401k if employer allows it under the COVID. Some employers aren't doing it. Okay. Yeah, you definitely got to ask your employer. That's totally up to them. I'm just telling you, if you can, I would be paying off my student loans with it. Believe that. Okay, cool. Yellow says, I did get the alert. Thanks. Changed from personalized to all for alerts bell. Okay. Yeah, I guess I got to tell people to do all messages. Thanks. I'm working to get out of the rat race. Yeah, James. And that's what I want you to walk away with, James. I want you to understand. Damn, what is in my eye? I want you to understand that it's 100% mathematically impossible for you to ever own all of the time in your life as long as you have a job. That's it. So now you can take that information with you and you just do what you're going to do to change that. But hey, that's why I had to quit my job. I was remember, and I told this in the members only, but I'll briefly tell you guys. I remember when I quit my job and then I got another job with $50,000 more a year. And then I quit that job. And I remember saying this to myself. I remember saying, because I couldn't stand it for some reason. I couldn't stand it. The job wasn't bad. The people wasn't bad. The money definitely wasn't bad, right? But something said, quit this job, quit it. Then I quit it. Now I understand why I had to do that, because had I not quit that job, I would have never known what it felt like to own every single minute of my life. Because that's impossible to do with a job. That's impossible. You have to be doing what you love, working for yourself to actually own every single minute of your life. This will be the gift. This whole gift will change your life. That was the only way. Now I understand the purpose of why I had to quit a job, because I had to find out what it feels like to own every minute of my life. Now, I didn't know why I had to do it, but now I do. Okay. Any questions? What it's like to be debt-free relationships, boost your confidence. It does all that, everything. It does all that. Your confidence will go through the roof. If you're put it this way, if whatever you're in, if you're good at right now, if you're good at real estate, you're good at accounting, you're an awesome lawyer, you're a badass doctor, anything, I will change your life. If you're in debt and you're good at what you do, I will increase your productivity tenfold with your confidence. You will surpass all, like, say like this. Let me tell you something. Okay. If there's any accountants out there, okay, I'm going to give you a little secret so you can understand. So if you're an accountant and you love what you do, I'm going to give you the advantage of all of your coworkers. Get out of debt. Because put it this way, if they are accountants and they've been in debt all their life, they only know accounting from the debt perspective. They know nothing else. You get out of debt, debt free, you will see something that they cannot see. They can't see it. It will be mathematically impossible for your coworkers to see what I'm telling you. They don't trust mathematics. All you got to do, walk up to an accountant and say, hey man, are you in debt? If they say yes, that means you got to think to yourself, why are you an accountant in debt? That doesn't make any sense. You will get put it this way. If you were an accountant and you applied your personal accounting onto your business accounting, you would be fired. Because if you did what you did personally to your business, the business that you work for, they will fire you because none of that will make mathematical sense. Do the same for your personal finances and you will see. Your whole life will change, everything. You will surpass them all. They won't even have any idea why you're surpassing them. You can tell them, oh man, I just decided to trust math. They will have not a clue of what you're talking about. None, zero. James says, I'm dreading going in more and more. I understand what you're saying fully. See what I'm saying? It gets worse, James. It's going to get worse. To where you can't stand it. You're gonna start to despise even getting in your car to go to a place that you don't want to go to. It's going to get worse. So right now, I strongly advise you to start thinking about whatever it is, whatever your passion is. Start thinking about it right now, because you're going to go to work and it's going to feel like prison. You're going to walk in whatever you do, you're going to be like, damn, I got to be here 9 hours, 8 hours of the whole day. I get 30 minutes or an hour of freedom, and then I got to go back to prison. That's what it felt like for me. I couldn't take it. I had to quit. I couldn't take it. What's up, DTN? Shout out to DTN for the super chat. What's up, Unc? It's been a minute. Yeah, you've been vanished, man. What's going on with you? I hope things are well. I'm pulling the boat close, LJ, so I can jump in. Yeah, pull the boat close. So I'm glad you can feel what I'm talking about, because I went through all that. I didn't know why I was feeling that. Don't get me wrong. I started getting anxiety because something inside of me was telling me that I had to quit all this, but I didn't know, since computer engineering had been my whole entire life, I didn't know anything else. But it's something inside of me was saying, you got to quit this. I was like, quit. Then what am I going to do? It said, hey, don't worry about that part. I'll take care of that. Don't worry about that part. I was like, all right. And then, this what else, James? I remember for about a year or two, I would go back and have lunch with my coworkers, right? And they would invite me into the building, and I would go into the building and look at all the cubicles and look over where I used to sit for 8 hours. And I still see the same dude sitting in there looking at the same computer screens. And I was like, damn, man, only if they knew what was keeping them there in those cubicles, only if they knew It's debt. Debt keeps you in those cubicles. You guys don't even, when you're in debt, you don't even really know how it all connects. Like, let me give you guys an example. Two people get together with college debt and all the other debt, and then they married because they based on their titles of their computers, their degrees that they went to whatever college, right? Then they tie together. Oh yeah, we're a perfect match. You're a professional. I'm a professional. Nobody's asking how much debt they're in. They're just saying, oh, you look like this. Look at that car, and you got this degree and that job. Okay, let's get together. And then they combine their debt. And then they say, oh, we got more money. Then they go and get in debt even deeper, but together. And it's legally tied now. And then now they don't realize, and then they start adding kids, and then they don't realize why they have to spend 50, 60, 70 hours a week at work. And then the next thing happens, oh, you don't spend enough time with me. You don't do this and argue with that and this. And then all of a sudden, guess what else? This is the part a lot of slaves don't understand. And then so when they're spending a lot of time at work, there's another person in debt spending a lot of time at work too. So now these two people at work, they spend more time with each other than the people they're married to. So they then all of a sudden these two people at work, they believe they have something in common. Oh my God, your husband, your wife doesn't do this. Oh man, my husband doesn't. Hey, that's the same. And then they blend their stuff together from the soil of deception. Then they bring it up. They're all in debt. And then they think somehow this is going to be better than that. No, now you guys get together and now you guys go to work. And it just continues. When you get out of debt, that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. It doesn't matter who you meet outside walking around. It doesn't matter anybody that looks the way they look at work. If they are in debt, you're not going to care what they look like. None, zero. All you got to do is this is all you got to do. You got to be at work and listen to all the slaves begging for overtime. Hey man, I need that overtime. I'm getting in that overtime. All the slaves brag on social media too. We're getting in that time, man. I'm getting in that 20. You just want to go, really want to be at work for 80 hours a week? And you're bragging about it on social media? You'll never do stuff like that. Only unconscious slaves do that. And then go to work begging for overtime. Those people that are begging for overtime, they have no idea what they're telling their employers. They have no idea. You're begging for overtime. You are in debt. I can use you. And then the employers can just use them because they're begging for it, bragging about it. And then all of a sudden when they can't, then they have these kids and then they can't go to their kids' games. And then all of a sudden when they come home late, just like on TV, sorry, buddy, sorry, I missed the game. I'll make it up to you. That's a lie. Why are you lying to your kids? That's not true. You got a time machine or something? You can't go back in time. But you can never make up that moment. That moment's gone forever. But you're telling your kids that you can make that. No, you can't. Unconscious slaves don't even know they say stuff like that. They don't even know. Right here is the only time you're going to get free information. Well, I can pull you out of the matrix and you can walk around this. You can walk around this thing like Neo, like the movie on the debt matrix. That's how I look. That's how I walk around. People in debt, they can't see me. They can't hear me. They don't know I'm coming. They think everything has a certain look. No, it doesn't. Nothing has nothing to do with nothing. I can see people in debt. They can't see me. So just like that movie, I see dead people, I see debt people, but they can't see me. They don't know what they're saying. They don't know what they're doing. People, unconscious slaves have no idea. Their whole financial life makes no mathematical sense at all. None, zero. And they don't even know it. And their pattern, I'm gonna keep repeating this. The pattern that they don't even know they have, they don't trust math. And they don't even know they don't trust math. That's like gold. You guys don't really even understand that. This is the gift that you'll be paying for from me. If you want to know this information, you have to pay for it. But once you know what I teach you, whatever I charge you, I guarantee you this. Once you understand what I'm telling you, you will come back and say, Lenny, I would have paid you 10 times your price had I known this. I know that. I'm not even bragging. That's like a chef hat that can't cook. Right. Laura says, don't be materialistic and you should be good. Yeah, just, yeah, and I'm not even saying once you become debt free, you can be materialistic. You know why? Because you buy everything for half the price from people for slaves. You don't pay full price. Slaves pay full price for everything. They have no choice. They don't even know they're in debt, so they don't know by default they have to pay full price for everything. Now, remember, catch these slaves. These slaves, some unconscious slaves believe that if they pay for something in cash, they really got a deal. Like people that have real cash. Now, let me explain something to you so you can understand the difference. If an unconscious slave has $50,000 and $1,000 cash in their hand, according to mathematics, 1,000 minus 50,000 is negative 49,000. The $1,000 is not even in their hand. Now, if I was standing next to that person with it's lightning, $1,000, the $1,000 is real for me. So even though it looks like we're both paying for something and getting the exact same thing back, but we're not. The unconscious slave financed it in somewhere in their gobbledygook mess of mathematics. They financed it somewhere, but they don't know it. You know why? Because they don't trust math. If they trusted math, they would say, hey, this $1,000 is really not here. And then they would pay off their debt, but they don't know that. This will be your gift. Nobody will be able to mess with you. Nobody. DTN says, live below your means as much as possible. And I want you guys to understand something too. When you get out of debt, you'll stop saying things like that. Live below your means. And I'm not saying anything about you to DTN. I'm just saying in general, live below your means, budget. Those are all for people that are in the debt matrix trying to get out. Okay, those are tools to get out of debt. Once you get out of debt, life is not like that. You don't have to live below your means. You can buy whatever you want. It doesn't matter because you're not paying full price for anything. Slaves pay full price. You don't. What's up, Gabriel? LJ had stomach aches when he went to work after. Oh, yeah, I did. It started bothering me. It really started bothering me. I didn't know why I was feeling like that. I really didn't. Now I do, because that was quitting my job was the only way I was going to ever know. Now, remember this. Remember what I'm telling you guys, if you guys are listening in the background. What I'm telling you right now, millions don't even realize it exists. I own every single minute of my life. I guarantee you, the majority of you people right now listening to me, I guarantee you don't know anybody that can say what I'm telling you. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. First of all, you can't be free without, if you have a job, if you know they have a job, you might as well just disqualify them because that's mathematically impossible. You can't own every minute of your life with a job. This is the gift I sell. I sell it. I give it away free. I still do my due diligence by giving it to you guys for free. But if you want it personally for you, I will lay out the plan and say, hey, this is what you do, and you'll be free. Thanks, DTN. Thank you, Nicer. Appreciate it. Laura says, that's why I don't ever plan on buying a house that is a mortgage debt. I mean, there's different ways to do it, Lord. You don't do it like slaves, okay? Put it this way, Lord. When you get ready to buy a house, you're not going to sign up for a loan for yourself. Okay, I'm going to just put it that way because I don't really get into that side of things. But DTN says, majority of Americans live check to check. I see people who are barely making it with purchasing brand new car loans, making crazy financial decisions that's keeping them stuck. Yeah, they don't know that, though. They don't know that. Exactly, King of Kings. I see debt people. You guys want this gift? They will not be able to see you. Put it this way, you guys. I don't even see people. I don't see debt people. I don't see them. I mean, I do see, okay. I see debt people, but I don't hear them. I just imagine them walking around. I see them. I'm not going to hit them with my car, but I'll say hello, how you doing? But when they start talking money, I just tune them out. Boop. Nothing. You don't even know what you're saying. You're telling me to invest and you got student loans? I'm not hearing a word you're saying. That's a finance phone? Yeah, I'm not even hearing a word you're saying. What? Hey, man, I bought this house and that house. Hey, none of what you're saying makes any mathematical sense. And if it doesn't make mathematical sense, it doesn't make financial sense either. CENTS. It doesn't. Doesn't matter what you see. Doesn't matter the title of their job. It does. Don't be impressed by people, what they do. That means absolutely nothing. They're just a high-paid slave. You see a lawyer, you would think, oh, money, this and that. You got student loans? Yeah, you're just a lawyer. You're just a slave who's a lawyer. Oh, that doctor is a brain surgeon. You got student loans? Yeah, it's just a slave that knows how to operate on brains. That's it. There's not. Hey, it's nothing. They're still a slave. Yeah, I think it's not. It's grade school. KB says, debt-free and renting in my 30s, it is normal to feel a bit behind in life for not financing a home compared to the average person who is financing their home and will eventually own it. So this is what you got to do, KB, because you don't realize you're still comparing yourself to people in debt. You're debt-free. Whenever you hear people buying their homes and thinking they're going to eventually own it, those are slaves. When you're debt-free, especially all the people that you see buying homes with student loans, if they have student loans, don't listen to a word they're saying. They have no idea what they're talking about. None, zero. You are debt-free. You're not with them. So when it's time for you to buy a home, you talk to somebody smart, like somebody in here, Cosmic, Andre. I see Andre jumping in here. You ask the questions. Now that you're debt-free, you talk to people like that. You say, by the way, I'm ready to buy a house and I'm debt-free. They will know that you already have the solid foundation. You can't talk to people like that when you're not debt free, because you won't understand. First of all, you won't understand a word they're saying. Number two, none of what they're saying, none of what they tell you will make any mathematical sense because you're in debt. So don't compare yourself to unconscious slaves. Okay. They got 30. If they have a 30-year mortgage, they own nothing. They're not owning anything anytime soon. So if you got some friends right now that just financed a house in 2020, you mean to tell me they're not going to be finished paying that house until 2050? Don't worry about that. Don't even listen. Don't listen to slaves, okay? Tekken says, why do they approve us for car loans when they know we'll go in debt and might not even get all the car payment? That's a good question. Okay. Now, it's that way because it must be that way. Now, I'm going to give you multiple reasons, okay? Our economy runs on debt and we need slaves. Slaves finance cars, which fuels the economy. Slaves finance houses to fuel the economy. Slaves finance phones. Slaves finance watches. Everything you see goes down in value. It must be that way. But you got to remember, it's business. It's nothing personal. Because if you went into a car dealership and you sat down and did the mathematics, and if you trusted math, you would look at the math and say, oh, damn, I'm not going to finance a car for how long? 84 months. That means I would pay, this car's $10,000. By the time I was done paying it would be almost $20,000. You mean I'm paying double? Yeah. And then you would say, no, I'm not doing that. And then you would walk out the business. Those car dealerships, finance places, they're not fooling anybody. It's business. Okay. You see the money, you say, hey, let's do the math. Oh, that doesn't make sense. And then you leave. Or we can lose a job at any time. Yeah. Nobody, Tekken, nobody knows the future. Nobody. So why would the millions of people sit down and sign on a dotted line and promise the next 5 to 30 years of their financial future when they don't even, check this out, the majority of unconscious slaves, they don't even know their financial present. And they're signing on a dotted line promising their financial future to the bank. They don't even know they don't even know their present financial situation. You ask the average unconscious slave, hey, do you know exactly down to the penny how much debt you're in? The majority of them will say no. What's up, Andre? There is a reason debt and death sound so familiar. Yeah. It's damn near the same, because you pretty much, if you're an unconscious slave, I'm gonna just put it like this, okay? If you've been in debt all your life and you've thought all your life debt was just part of life, you are what's called an unconscious slave. You have no idea what's happening, and you don't even really understand the danger it is not only to not know, but to be in debt and not know. That is just, you guys have no idea the place you're in. You're easily controlled, because you need money. DTN says, man, when the stimulus checks came, I saw employed people with the biggest smiles on their faces because it gave the financial space. It let me know their living expenses was high. Yeah, true. Yellow J says, stop doing my side hustle. The income from that paid the debt as part of the plan. So more time freed up, baby milestones for sure. Andre says, Scoop, you will be able to get a home for a third of the price if you have cash. Sure will. Especially if you're debt free. I don't think really you understand, KB, what you have achieved. Okay, I don't know how long you've been debt free. Maybe you've been debt free all your life. Because some people that are debt free, they totally forget the advantage that they have out here. Tekken says, like you would think they would only do it to rich folks. No, see the way you're saying, Tekken. I want you to understand what you're saying. The reason why people like us have money, because we don't finance cars. So a car lot wouldn't be able to do us the same way they do you, because we would never go on the car lot in the first place. I would never drive up onto a car lot. There would be absolutely no purpose for me to drive up on a car lot. There would be no reason. If they caught me needing to turn around and they caught me, hey man, what you here for? I'll be like, nothing, I'm just turning around. That's it, just turning around, that's it. They only fool people who are in debt, okay? Only unconscious slaves finance cars. Okay, it doesn't matter the type of car you have. It doesn't matter if it's a Honda. It doesn't matter if it's a Bentley. If it's financed, it's financed, period. It doesn't mean anything. Yellow J says, I highly recommend Instacart or Amazon Flex if you're looking for a side hustle income. All right. Laura says, people in debt are translucent to anyone who is debt free. You are right. You know what? And it was crazy. That's what's the best part about being debt free, man. I kid you not, man. It's like, I swear to God, I feel like Neo. I walk around, I listen, because you unconscious slaves, you guys don't understand the things you say. I mean, you guys be saying this stuff openly. Hey, I refinanced my car. Now I'm saving more money per month. Hey, I just got chapter 13. Now I have more money at the end of the month. Hey, check this out, man. My credit's so good, I could walk on the car lot and put no money down. My credit's so good, I don't have to put any money down. Now inside, I'm looking at you like this. But standing next to you, this is what I'm doing. Inside, standing looking at you. See the difference? You would just look at me like, why is he staring at me like that? Nothing, no reason. You wouldn't understand even if I told you. You wouldn't even understand it. Thank you, Nicer. Now's the time to get the answers to your questions, okay? I'm trying to do this stuff for you for free because there are no more free consultations, okay? There are no more free consultations. Tekken says another. So will at least credit card get better after I'm done paying car notes? So will at least your credit score will go down once you pay off your stuff. So once you pay off your cars, your credit go down. And Tekken, I'm gonna show you something that you're doing that I know you don't know you're doing, okay? And it's only because you don't trust mathematics. So you're saying certain things, right? Once you get out of debt, you have cash. When you have cash, you don't need credit. Only people in debt need credit. I'm only talking about personal debt. When I'm talking about personal debt, only people in personal debt need credit because they have no cash. Once you have money, you won't care about credit. You won't even care. It's a tool. It's a hammer. If you want to use it, great. If you don't, whatever. What's up, Dave Sincere? Sonny the Great, my friend got mad at you. Oh, God. Oh, I love it when unconscious slaves get mad at me. I'm like, what? You getting mad at math? What are you talking about? Okay. I asked, mad at your video. I asked him if your math was right. He had to say yes. He had to say yes. If you guys share my videos with anybody, just like what Sonny the Great did, and they get mad at what I say or do at the end of whatever they're saying, because they're going to give you a long sentence of why I'm wrong and what it's so stupid, whatever. But then at the end you say, but was his math right? They're going to say yes. They have to. That's why I love I'm Neo. I'm Neo. What's up, champ? I'm just getting over the coronavirus. Oh boy, was in the hospital for a week. Not having debt ease my mind during the week when you're not getting paid for work. Oh man, thank you for sharing. That is awesome. That is a good example, because you know when you're in a hospital, you're like, damn, how much, man, all these days I'm missed for work. I'm missing job. I'm missing work. You won't even care about that anymore. You just lay up in the hospital and get well. Okay, you'll lay up in the hospital. You won't worry about your work being piled up. Hey, that's their problem. You told them that you're not going to be there. So if the work piles up at work while you're not there, that's the employer's problem. That's not your problem. You're going to come back at work and they didn't have nobody. Yeah, you're just going to pick up where you left off. There's no rush. There's no extra time. No, I'm going to be here 8 hours. I don't care how much the work starts up. I'm only going to be here for 8 hours and then I'm leaving. What's going on, LJ? Dave Sincere says, we see you letting the hair grow out. Yeah, just for a little bit. I got to get a haircut. That's the only reason why it's this long. Tekken says, I knew you were going to say you don't need credit. Damn, man. Of course. You know why you knew I was going to say it, Tekken? Because my math is right. I'm never wrong. Anybody in the background, you listening to me? I'm never wrong, ever. I'm never wrong, ever. Never. I guarantee you, nobody on YouTube can say that. I'm never wrong, and I can prove it. I'm not just saying it. I can prove it. I'm never wrong. Welcome to the SMD family, where I'm never wrong, ever, mathematically speaking, okay? Dave Sincere says, that's true. A lot of millionaires and people with money got bad credit or average. Yeah, who cares? And bad credit, when you're a millionaire, and bad credit means your credit score is really low because there's nothing on it. That's the reason. Okay. Don't confuse people that don't pay their bills with a low credit score and bad credit to a person with money that never uses their credit. That's why they have a low credit score, bad credit. That's two different kinds. Okay. It's just, that's what teach you that will help you learn to stop adding your feelings, you'll stop describing credit. First of all, you'll stop calling credit good. You'll stop calling credit bad. It's just credit. That's it. It's just credit. Nothing. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just credit. Thank you, Andre, man. Cool, man. I like, for sure. Thank you. Good thing you made it through that, man. I can't even imagine. Jason says, as people who don't have debt, you notice they not as stressed about anything. Yeah, but when you're in debt, you think everybody is stressed. Yellow J says, my wife got mad at me. She heard your video and said, that's what I have been telling you for years. Telling you, Yellow J? Oh boy. Wow. Ain't that crazy? Cosmic says, that's not bad credit. It's just no credit history. Exactly. It's nothing. But I'm just saying in general, Cosmic, if you have a low credit score due to not using it because you have money, if you tell the average unconscious slave that your credit score is about a 500 or 600, they're going to think, oh, you got so much money. Why is your credit bad? You'd be like, I don't feel like explaining that to you, slave. So any questions? Any questions? Get it while it's free. Better get it while it's free. Now, let me put if you want a consultation, there's my email address. You can email me there. Okay. If you want a question, if you want to shoot straight to the top, you want to go past all the people making comments, you can do a super chat, get your question answered right away. Okay. If you want a consultation, all you got to do is email me and I will email you an invoice. Okay. Oh, excuse me. So any questions? Any questions? Anything. It can be debt-free. What's it like to be debt-free in dating? You can debt-free marriage. If you're in a marriage and one person wants to be debt-free and the other not, I can just give you some advice on that. Not saying as a marriage counselor from a mathematical perspective that will help you make your decision to get through feelings. Okay. Because feelings will mess you up. Feelings will keep you broke. Because I promise you, if one of you listen to my advice and the other one doesn't, that's going to be a very big problem. That's going to be a very big problem, because as you're getting out of debt, you're going to still see the other person spending like they have money. And then the more you get out of debt, they're going to start to think that you have more money to spend on the stuff that they're spending. That's going to be a very big problem. Oh, you paid off all your credit cards. Then isn't that 10,000? We can use that. No. Nice says, when are the is my math right? T's gone. Oh, gotcha. Okay, I see what you're saying. I know I've been slacking. It's me. Okay, it's me. It's me. All right. I'm gonna get on that. I'm gonna write that down right now. Let me get that right now. I'm gonna take care of that. Okay. Because I got two. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna talk to my brother. We're gonna get on that. Okay. I'm gonna get on that. I promise. This week. I don't know what I've been going through lately. I don't know. I can't really describe it, you guys. I can't really describe it. I've been going through something lately that has just been it's been demanding my silence, stop everything so you can think. That's the best way I can describe it to you guys, right? Right now, something is saying, I need you to stop everything. I need you to listen. I need quiet so you can hear it. Okay. I need you to be quiet. Keep calm everything. All right. Black Ken for the super chat. Thank you very much, sir. Dispute those debts. Settle whatever you have to have due bows the time. Dispute debts. Settle whatever you have. Did you do a typo? Because I can't really understand what you're meaning at the end. I say dispute the debts if you didn't do them. Okay, if you did the debts, don't dispute the debts. Okay, that's not gonna teach you anything to dispute debts that you know you did. Okay, don't fall into that. You pay your debts off, man. It's not if you get put it this way, and this is what is all part of the process. Okay, getting out of debt, you need to pay back what you did. Okay, so if you created that debt, you need to pay it back. You know why? Because you must feel what you did so to never do it again. But if you get lucky and dispute and it just disappears, you really didn't learn anything, right? because you're going to do it again, because you're going to think that you're going to be able to do what you did again, because you're just going to say, you're going to think in your brain, hey, wow, I didn't pay that. And all I did was send in a letter, and then it just vanished. And then maybe you get lucky, maybe you don't. But then you're going to think that way again. So you're going to go charge something again. The majority of people will do it. And then they'll think I can do the same thing I did last time. But that's not, you just don't learn anything. So try not to get caught up in all that stuff. Okay. But I appreciate it, man. Getting mine right for the next level. That's what it is, James. I know it is. Nicer says you building your SMD brand up. Yep, for sure. But something inside of me is just like, man, I got to quiet, settle, whatever you do, whatever you have to do, now's the time. Yeah, I mean, take care of your debts always. It's still the same goal, you know. Do whatever you need to do, but I don't want you to get caught up in because if they're legit debts, you know, and you go and they don't respond in 30 days, then they disappear. Because the majority of slaves, the reason why they want to clean their credit report up, because they want to get more debt. Hey, I'm trying to get a house, so I need to clean my credit up. You want to clean your credit up so you can go deeper in debt? Okay, whatever. Then because I don't want you guys to confuse me with credit fixer people. I'm not a credit fixer person. Okay, I don't do stuff like that. There's a million of them out there. Okay, million. Pick your choice. Yellow J says she's happy now. I told her I was asleep. Oh, nice. Okay. She always said you can't save while paying interest. You cannot. I always threw up complex math scenarios. Didn't trust basic math. I know. I did it too, Yellow J. Hey man, you know why you couldn't hear her? Because you were a CCIE. Okay. You know I wasn't listening to anybody. I was a top tier 3 engineer. Yeah, none of that meant nothing. I was just a top paid slave. A very smart computer literate slave. That's all I was. Laura says there's a reason they don't teach all the knowledge in school is because debt slaves are what they need. It's true and not true at the same time, Lord. Okay, put it this way. All you need is basic mathematics, the math that we learned in grade school. That's all you need. You don't need anything higher than that, right? They taught us that in grade school. They taught us math and money games, because I remember the math and money games in grade school. I remember that, right? Now, at that age, now had my parents knew this too, they would have told me this. But now that I know, they taught us those two things. Now, it was up to me to take that information that I was taught in grade school and apply it to my finances now. But remember, they stopped teaching us that in grade school. They stopped teaching us that, right? Because in my mind, this is my opinion, they stopped teaching us that combination in grade school because that's all we needed. That's all we needed. You just take that and then you do that and you become rich. But I think they also, in my opinion, they stopped there because from grade school, you still got quite a few more years to get out of school. So at this moment, you can learn to say, I'm always going to use this, what I learned in grade school, or you can forget about it. The majority of people forget about it. So those people are important too, because they're slaves. We need more slaves than people that know. We need more. Okay, put it this way. We need more slaves that don't trust math compared to the people that do trust math. The majority of people that are in debt, they're in debt by choice. Unconscious slaves are choosing to not trust math. There is no other answer. There is no other answer. None, zero. There is no other answer. You're choosing not to trust math. If you're financing a phone, you are choosing to be an unconscious slave. You're choosing to not trust math. Okay? Yeah, it's a choice. Dave says people in debt who have acquired the debt, if they don't pay it back, they look at it as free money. Yes. And they most likely will get back into debt if they should ever get out of it. For sure. That's exactly what they'll do. That's exactly what slaves do. They don't know that. Hello, how you doing? DH Budgets. Hello to everyone watching it today. I don't know if anyone asked this already, but is it ever a good idea to try selling a car that's underwater? More on it than it's worth for KPP, pros and cons. You can't sell a car because if you're trying to sell a car that you're underwater in, that means you're underwater because you have no money. And then by the time you have to sell it, you're going to have to pay to get out of that car because you're underwater in the car. So it's not even really, you're in debt. There's really no option if you're underwater in the car. You can't really sell it unless you have the money to sell it. Okay. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Lex says, clean that debt up so you can be free. Clean it up. That's the only way you're going to be free. Gabriel says, what's your thought on 28 million evictions that might happen? I don't even pay attention to it. I don't watch the news. I don't pay attention to that stuff. I only pay attention to what the president's changing, what he's saying that's new, what's going to be happening, what he's going to do. But all the other stuff, I look at it. Don't get me wrong. I say 28 million. Okay, that's a lot of foreclosures about to happen. Yep, that's a lot of foreclosures. A lot of foreclosures about to happen. But at the same time, Gabriel, it's so crazy. You hear about all these evictions that are about to happen, right? But that means if nobody has no money, who's going to be filling those empty places? The owners are going to suffer too. Everybody suffers. Now, everybody suffers differently. Okay. I mean, some don't suffer. Not everybody. Excuse me. Let me stop saying everybody. Everybody doesn't suffer. Only the people that don't trust mathematics suffer, not the people that trust math. Sunny the Great says, I was disappointed that I didn't get a stimulus check when I realized most Americans are in debt. So their check was an illusion. Yes, it wasn't. It's not real. They're not. I know it looks like they're getting checks, but they're not. They're not. I know they can physically see the money. I know they can see it in their bank account. Check that out. When people get that auto deposit in their bank account, right? They see those digital numbers and they believe it's money. Okay, whatever. You can't go up to an unconscious slave and say, hey, so you believe those digital numbers that you see on your computer screen, that's money? They'll say yes. And I'll say, wow, the banks are brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. Somebody just go, hey, that's money. And then they say, okay. Yellow J says, facts, my ego wouldn't allow it. Eckhart Tolle and being able to recognize my ego helped me for sure. Eckhart Tolle was one of my first people that I followed too. First, I was at Dave Ramsey. Then I came across Eckhart Tolle and then other people I watched spiritual. My ego was bigger than I thought I was all that because I had a degree in making six figures. You couldn't tell me nothing. And then you get out of debt. None of that means anything. If you're a lawyer and you're in debt, you're just a lawyer that's a slave in debt. That's it. If you own a successful business and you're in debt and you still have your student loans, you're just a slave that owns a business. You're not anything. You're not getting ahead. I know it looks like it, but you're not. It looks like that, but yeah, you're not. If you go to the cash machine and you punch in a number and you spit out $500 and you say, wow, I got money. But if you got $50,000 in student loan debt, that money that's coming out of that ATM is not even real. It's an illusion. You believe it's $500? Yeah, okay. I guess you believe it's $500. It's not even there. Cosmic says, I plan on skiing. I know. Cosmic's going to be skiing from the top of the Himalayas. Hey, Cosmic, you're not a ski? No, but I'm going to go skiing. You've never skied in your life? Nope, but I'm going to do it. Okay, have fun. Got it. Makes sense. Thank you, DH Buzz. That was a good DH Buzz. That was a good question. And I like, believe it or not, when they ask a question a certain way, it already really gives me the answer to why they're asking. KB says the stimulus check was merely a dent on the debt. For many, it already had an assignment and was spent before they even received it. Again, KB, it's not even there. It doesn't exist. I know that's called cognitive dissonance. When the math shows it to be true, but you still don't believe it. Not saying you, KB, I'm just saying in general, it doesn't exist. What I mean, if you understood, I mean, all a person has to do is like this. If you have $50,000 in student loan debt, because if you put it this way, if you've carried student loans for 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, whatever, right? You don't realize that $1,200, you won't do $1,200 minus your student loan debt equals how much money you really have in your hand. You won't think like that. And plus, if you've carried your student loans that long, you have other debt, because you wouldn't just carry a student loan by itself for 20 years. You just wouldn't do that. So people in debt carry that stuff, and they name it. They name student loan debt like a pet. Oh, that's my forever loan. Come here, forever loan. Come here. I mean, they say that, they'd be saying that stuff out loud. Amina says, is there a way to negotiate student loan debt to lower the amount? Nope. Or that just has to be paid in full? Nope. You can't lower it. Nope. That is a no-no. Cannot. They may give you some break on the interest, but the principal, never. SOBC says, I'm in the process of starting a foreclosure clean out business. Looking forward to skiing. I heard that. Reality Game Design says, how do you feel about someone getting PPP loan for a small business and then using that money to pay off student loan debt? How do I feel about it? Would it be against everything for getting a PP loan? Yeah, because how I feel about them doing that is irrelevant. It doesn't mean, are they supposed to be doing that? No, they're not supposed to be doing that. So that would be breaking the contract. Only slaves do that. Only slaves would take that money and use it for the purposes that it's not designed for. And I want you guys to understand this, unconscious slaves, okay? I want you guys to understand this. They put rules on that money on purpose to say, hey, if we give you this money, you only can do this, 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 and this. If you are desperate and in debt, you're going to take that money and worry about the consequences later. And guess what? You're going to be paying more for that PPP loan than you even got out. They're planning on you doing that, slaves. I promise you. They're planning on you taking that PPP money and not using it what it's for. You know how let me tell you how I know this, so you unconscious slaves can know. It's no different when you take out school money and use it for everything else but school. Now, I don't know this, and maybe somebody, maybe Cosmic or Andre know this in here. And I don't know that this is my opinion. In my mind, I'm thinking there is no way they're going to let you bankrupt that money. Now, I might be wrong. Because to me, it seemed like it would be a little bit tighter grip on it if they really wanted to. Like, for example, you can't just take your retirement money and spend it on whatever you want to spend it on, because why? It hasn't been taxed yet. So that stuff is locked down. You do this, you're going to get penalized, this and that. But they say, hey, man, here's this PPP money. You only can do this and this and that. And okay, there you go. That seems a little too loose for me. That's it. So you don't care if I just took it. You're not going to keep track of that. They're just like, we're not. Don't worry about it. CN Train says, I watch Dave Ramsey a lot. You are giving serious advice on this channel. Dave Ramsey does the same thing. He tells you not to buy a house because you're broke if you have student loans. Yeah. I used to listen to Dave Ramsey all the time. Now I just don't, because he's just repeating it's just a repetitive thing. Not that it's a bad thing, because it's always new for people in debt. Okay. Nisa says, it is, but I'm enjoying summertime and dread it when it slips away. Dave says, I talked to my dad today in New York. We have a good family friend who's 61. He just got injured on his job and is workers' comp now, and is on workers' comps. His mother owned a lot of property, and he was living in one of them. He's been living there rent-free for over 25 years. His mother passed away last year. Somehow the home was sold, before she passed. The new owners told my buddy he has to now pay rent effective August 1st. Now he's scrambling to find a place to live. This guy lived free for years, and now he doesn't have a place to call his own. That's why I keep telling you guys, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That happened to my mom too, man. Before I was 16, and my grandmother left a house to my mother, paid clear in Seattle, in a place that looked, I could see the water where I lived, right? And my mom didn't know about money, and she refinanced the house and spent the money and lost it. That still bothers me to this day, man. I drive by that house and be like, damn, man, damn, if I knew what I knew. I would have said, Mom, you are not selling nothing. I'll move in, I'll pay the mortgage, whatever. Gabriel says, what would be worse, second wave or economic crash? I don't know. I don't be looking that far anymore. Anything past July 31st is a prediction. Anything past the second round of stimulus checks is a prediction, except for the housing crash. There will be a housing crash. All right, there will be. DJ DH says, name student loan debt like a pet. They do. They do. Yellow J says, I posted in Discord about the guy that used PPP loans and went to Vegas. Wow. Andre says, misusing PPP loans is a criminal offense. It's called fraud. What Andre is saying is no different when you use your student loan, you go get a student loan, you spend it on something else. That's called fraud. They lay the rules out. They say, hey, man, we give you this money. You only can do this. And you say, I'm not going to do that. Okay, well, you broke the rules. Read the fine print. What happens when you break the rules? That's all. E-Man says, yeah, that's what I did. I used the loans to live on campus. I should have lived home. I would have had less debt right now. Yeah. People don't understand. You use those damn student loans. You don't realize you got to pay back every single penny of that student loan. And let me tell you guys something that you're not really paying attention to. If you have student loans longer than actually going to college, if your student loans are older than your cell phone, you are an unconscious slave, and everything in your financial life doesn't make any mathematical sense, and you don't even know it. Don't even know it. Don't even know it. Well, E-Man, Andre says, a lot of them will get caught increasing their personal wages. Yep, higher than the 3-year. Oh, God, yeah, that's so easy to catch them. You're right. It's going to be so easy to catch them. Again, the reason how they're going to catch these people now, if you're new to the channel, I'm going to tell you how the government and the IRS are going to catch you. You ready? You don't believe in mathematics. That's how they're going to catch you. And this is the easier part of how they're going to catch you. You don't believe in mathematics, and you don't even know you don't believe in mathematics. That's how you're going to be so easy to catch. It's like a freaking grade schooler can catch you. You guys really don't even understand. You make things so complex. You don't even understand. You don't even believe in mathematics. A grade schooler can catch you. They can take your finances and take it and give it to a grade schooler and say, hey, man, add up all these numbers. Add up all these numbers, okay? See if your numbers match their numbers. It's not, because you're a slave. You're an unconscious slave. Your numbers are never going to match, no matter what you try to do, no matter how many turtle shells you move around. It doesn't matter. Math doesn't care about turtle shells. It doesn't care. Math is like this. I don't care which one the ball's under. Is my math right? Shell company, what's that? Yeah, it still don't make mathematical sense. You got to stop watching TV. TV shows will fool you. You'll start to think, after years and years of TV shows, you'll think money goes like what you see the actors do on TV. It's nothing like that. The actors you see on TV, they're doing things that people in debt do. That's why you're able to relate to the show. You get out of debt, none of those shows will make sense. You'll say, that's not true. I would never do that. Why would I do that? That's dumb. My buddy in New York, he's lived in a home his mother owned for 25 years. It's duplex. He's never done anything to improve that home, literally nothing. That's how you know when somebody got it for free. That's how you know when parents grow up all their life and they keep up the home and it's nice looking and then they pay it off and then they pass it down to their kids and then it goes to shit. You know why? Because they didn't pay for it. The only thing the majority of people in debt see are money signs. So what are they going to do? They're going to refinance the house, pull the money out and spend it. Dave says owner is putting on a roof and remodeling the upstairs apartment. Damn, and making his ass pay rent in the place he lives. It's too bad. Shoot, I'm fraud. Yeah. Hey, E-Man, the majority of people that take out student loans are doing fraud. You know why they don't really care? Because you're going to be a slave to them until you pay it back. They don't care if you spend it on tires. Who cares? But those people, and this is what I'm really unfortunate, feel bad for you slaves, because this is what you guys don't get. Okay, this is what you don't understand, and this is what you cannot see. These are desperate times. Desperate times, people do desperate things. The majority of people are going to take that money and use it to survive. And when I say survive, there's some that are going to use it to survive, like buy food, clothes, pay, move to a smaller place and pay rent. Okay, that's different. The majority of slaves are going to take that money and they're going to put it in. Their version of survive is keep up with my car notes. Continue to pay a mortgage at a place I know I can't afford. Keep making payments on all my credit cards so my credit doesn't go bad. Keep up payments on my boat, my motorcycle. Those are the people that are going to get it. Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, okay? Like, for example, when you're cheating on your taxes, it's obvious to see who's cheating and who made a mistake. People in debt don't trust math, and they don't know they don't trust math. So they're easy to see when they cheat on their taxes. And then you got these people that, oh, you made a mistake, because it's always going to add up to why something was wrong, why this number was wrong. Oh, it was that, or I forgot that, or whatever. It's obvious. Nobody's lying and cheating. But when you're in debt and you're trying to cheat on your taxes, you guys are so easy to see. People in debt have a pattern. What is their pattern? They don't trust math, and they don't even know they don't trust math. Gabriel says, when I was a kid, I thought going to college was prestigious. Exactly. You see what they do on TV? You guys don't even get it. You guys in debt, you probably don't even catch this, right? All the TV shows do the exact same thing. Some kid just graduated college. Now they're sitting in front of the computer with all their parents and family around, crossing their fingers that they get accepted into this college. Oh my God. Yeah. The first thing I think is, who's paying for that? Are they the way they're happy that they got into college? You would swear that their whole college is paid for free. Now that would be something to jump up for joy. Hey, they let me in and they're paying for the whole thing. Congratulations. But you accepted in, but now you're getting student loans. You got accepted to go to a college that's going to cost you $100,000, and you're happy about that? You obviously are 18. You don't know what $100,000 is to pay that back. That's TV. When you get out of debt, when I see commercials like that, or I see TV shows, I say they're so full of crap. That's such a lie. That's a lie. Dave says COVID has even the playing field with everyone. Right now, there's so much things. There's no such thing as the celebrities. Celebrities are hurting now. They're not performing, acting, or bringing in bringing in money. Tamar Braxton. Tony Braxton's sister tried to commit suicide. What? She said part of the reason was because she was broke. Oh, I don't follow gossip. Okay, this is how I look at that. If the only reason why people will focus on this woman trying to commit suicide because of money problems, oh God, what? Because she's famous. And so broke people will look at her and say, oh my God, all that money and she's broke. This is what unconscious slaves say to themselves. Oh my God, she had all that money and she's broke. They don't even know they're broke. They're broke, surprised that a rich, because they believe it has something to do with the amount of money you make, but it has nothing. No, you guys are in the debt matrix. Broke people calling other people broke. They don't even know what they're saying. They have not a clue. Unconscious slaves say the weirdest things. That's what it's like in my world. Yellow J says the crackdown will come to those that took the EIDL grant 1,000, all those that follow. Yeah, all of those people. They think that money is free. You guys don't really get it. This is generational. This is generations. Once you accept that money, you're a slave. Once you accept the money, you are a slave. I accept it. You sign on the dotted line. Why do you think you got to sign on that paperwork? That's your slave papers. You got to sign on the dotted line, giving away your freedom for that money. Here you go. You're welcome, slave. Hey, man, before we give you that money, you understand the rules, right? And it's unconscious slave. They go, yeah. They're so fascinated with that money. They're just like, yeah. And then they say, okay, slave, here you go. Here's the money. And then they run off. Now you're owned. Thank you, Nicer. And then people are looking at all this PPP money and all this. Let's break it all the way back. You got student loans? Yeah, you're already a slave. People with 20-year-old student loans think they're going to somehow pay back a PPP loan. It just doesn't make any damn sense. None, zero. Celebrities aren't exempt to becoming sick and getting into debt. No, nobody's. Stop it. Stop. This is what I'm saying. People in debt, stop looking at celebrities like they're different from you. They're human beings. That's it. Commercials are pure propaganda. No, Gabriel, they're just business. Okay. Stop looking through your eyes. Okay. You're never going to go into business if you keep looking at it through your eyes. You gotta understand the purpose of commercials. They're to sell to slaves. Hey, slave, you need this. You can't do it without it. You're nobody without it. Believe me, take it. All right, cool. Pay for it. Jay says, when I got accepted in a prestigious college and don't know how you're going to pay tuition, you just won the debt sweep. You sure did. When you got accepted. Okay. You just won the debt sweepstakes. Congratulations. Sonny the Great says, I know a few people who got the $10,000 SBA grants. I hope they save enough to fight their future fraud case. I hope so too. They're just thinking about the present. That's how unconscious slaves do. They risk the time in their lives. Now they're going to pay more. The loan that they got, they're going to be paying more for that loan now. That's an investment. I want you guys to understand that's an investment. They know some slaves are going to defraud it or whatever they do. Now you're going to be paying back more than what you borrowed, slave. It's so crazy because I know that they have to apply and they have to list some things, and you probably have to list your current situation and your current debts. And when you see the numbers, you can already look and see who's going to do it. You can see who's going to start defrauding. You can literally see it mathematically. You can see it. They can, all they got to do, They already know who's going to be high risk at fraud. I promise you, the people that get the loans, they know who are going to pay it back, and they know who's going to defraud it. All they got to do is look at the numbers. That's it. They just go, okay, this guy's high risk. They're going to put him in this area. They put you guys all in a group of high risk. I promise you. You go into this group, and I'm sure some things or some alerts are really set up in this area compared to looking at somebody with no debt, always good with money of their entire lives. They're going to be like, oh, okay, these guys are over here. They're not going to mess up their financial life, their whole financial life for one PPP loan. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. I promise you. Tony says, I've paid my student loans for over 15 years ago, and they still feel the high from, oh, you paid it off. Gotcha. Oh yeah, for sure. Shout out to Infinity for the $5 super chat. I just found out about your channel, Dr. Dunbar. Okay, your channel deserves a lot more views. Appreciate it, Infinity. And tell Dr. Dunbar I said, okay. Did I? He emailed me too. I hope I responded to him. God dog it. I can't remember if I did or didn't. I got to respond to Doc. Tell him I said thank you. I appreciate it. Man, it'll get there. Infinity. It's just a matter of time. That's all. That's the only thing I'm missing. A lot of people don't know about me yet, but they will. Okay, so I appreciate it. Tell Dr. Dunbar said thank you and hello. Chanto says, please talk about the fake millionaires who calculate mortgage, house into their net worth, fake net worth. That's okay, slaves, listen in the background. I need you to make sure you do not pay attention to people that calculate their net worth from things that they don't even own. You'll hear a slave calculate the equity in a house to their net worth as their money. So when you hear a slave say that, you go, do you own the house? They're going to say, well, no. Then why do you believe that you believe the equity in a house is yours that you don't even own? That's called cognitive dissonance. You do not pay attention to people that talk like that. They don't know that what they're saying makes no mathematical sense. They don't even know that they don't know that. You can tell them, hey, you know that if you got a mortgage on a house, that means the house is not yours. That means the house belongs to the bank, right? They'll say, yeah, you have heard borrower is slave to the lender, right? They'll say, yeah. So you do know the bank is the lender and you are the slave. They'll say, yeah, but do you believe the equity in that house is yours? They'll say, yeah. They'll still tell you yes. They will say yes to your face with a plain face, just like this. They go, yeah. Yeah, and then you got to go, hey, I just showed you in math that you're not the homeowner. You still believe you are? They go, yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, testing. See, they don't. Go try it. You don't believe me? Go try it. That's my world. That's where I live. That's why I don't talk to slaves. I don't talk about money. I don't say things like that. Oh, that's your net worth? What's that? Oh man, this car is worth that. My house is worth this. My rental property over there, it's worth that. I calculated that's how much I'm worth. No, you're not. I think you calculated that wrong. You meant to put a negative in front of that big number that you just told me. That's negative. That's not positive. Dave says, a friend of mine told me about a lot of grants he applied for, including the SBA, EIDL, PPP, and others. I decided to read the small print, and I was like, nope, I don't want any parts of that. No, sir. Leroy says, another scam is that multi-level marketing. Friend of mine was trying to recruit me, saying if I pay $400, I'll get back $4,000. Oh, man. Now, I want you guys to understand something, okay? Now, when you see these Pentagon scams, it's like a child made it. None of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. None of it. But you got to remember, these are desperate times. Slaves will fall. All they got to do is believe that it's true. All they got to do is believe that they'll win the lottery, even though they're told the odds. Hey, man, you know there's a 1 in a billion chance that you'll win that lottery. They don't care. Hey, man, same thing. They'll believe these scams because you guys got to understand, if the scams, because they're so stupid, the scams are really, they're just like stupid. I'd be like, did a 5-year-old create this? Because it doesn't, if it didn't work, they wouldn't do them. If the scams didn't work, they wouldn't take the time to design it. And anybody coming to you with one of these Pentagon scams, get 4, put in 4, get 4 back, that's a slave. Because if the person is telling you about it, that means they don't know about it themselves, because if they understood money, there is no way in the world you would share that information with a friend. You wouldn't do that. But if you don't trust mathematics, you don't know what you're saying. When you don't trust math and you don't know you don't trust math, that's are the people that tell you stuff like that. Bro, stop making fun of slaves. I'm not. Am I making fun of slaves? I'm not. If you're a person in here that gets mad at the word slave, I'm gonna tell you something. Only slaves get mad at the word slave, because if you're not a slave, why would you get mad at the word? I'm not a slave, so who cares if people say slave? Everybody knows the borrower is slave to the lender. If you owe some money if you have a mortgage, you are a slave. The borrower is slave to the lender. If you have a car payment, you are a slave. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. Math doesn't care how you feel. Okay. You are a slave. If you're making payments on a cell, listen. Listen, you unconscious slaves, listen, because you are embarrassing yourself out here. If you got a finance phone with a matching finance watch, you are like slavery to the 10th power. And you don't even know it. You're walking around showing your friends, and you're showing your friends with a finance watch and a finance cell phone, and think you're cool. You are a slave. Oh, they be doing you slaves so dirty, and you guys be walking around showing it off. Oh man, you guys just don't even. It's so embarrassing. It's so. I just want to go. Hey, will you stop doing that? When you see people on Facebook, they be like, "Hey man, look at my hubby got me in a matching watch. I got all my kids matching phones." I said, "You dirty slave." I didn't add the dirty part, but you slave. Let me not stop it. I don't want to make it bad. Okay, you slave, and you're announcing it. God, man, it's just so. Oh. I see debt people. I see them. They're walking everywhere. They're just saying stuff. They're giving financial advice out to people. I'm just like, will you shut up? But that's inside. This is me. This is me. When you see me, slaves, this is me. Oh. Do what? Oh, okay. All right. Hey, thanks for the information. You going into what business? Nah, man. I don't do business stuff. Yeah, I'm not good at that. You're good at that? Oh, okay, yeah, but I'm good. I ain't got no money. I'm broke. That usually shuts them up because they're after money. Leroy says, and you got these people applying for these loans thinking they're grants. Like, dude, you got to pay it back. Sue is a community pooling of money. Everyone puts in X amount of dollars, and at the end of the week, month, quarter, the year is allocated to each period it goes to. It's just another form of hoping that they get the. It's just you don't need anybody else's money to save your own money. Just save your own money. D-Lo Styles, welcome. I work at a convenience store, and I see the same slaves come in to buy lottery scratcher tickets every day. Slaves, man. Oh, what did I do with my? Did I pull it? Hold on for a second. Oh, here it is. 1 second, Leroy. I see you. Oh man, that is so embarrassing. You're so when I found out Washington State allowed people to use a credit card to purchase lotto tickets, I was like, cha-ching. What's up, Leroy? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, what's going on, brother LJ? That's correct, right? There's your name, man.
That is. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What's going on?
Hey, I'm enjoying all the content that you
I
provide.
appreciate it.
It's very straightforward and it's simplistic, and you make it. You just simplify everything. You know, a lot of people like to overanalyze
Correct.
finances and debt, saving money, but you simplify it because it's not that deep. You know, that's it. You know, when you explain, it's not that deep. That's it.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's simple.
So I wanted to just share this quick story about why I never get any loans or why I never use any credit. I just want to share this quick story. It's going to be very quick.
Hey, no rush. Don't take your time, man. Take your time.
So when I first got in the electrical trade and I got on my first job site, I didn't have any tools. And this guy named Brandon, he allowed me to use one of his tools. One of the frequently used tools is a drill. So I just started. So he let me use his drill, and this was my first week. So I had to, do a week in the hole before I got my first paycheck. Then I would be able to buy my own drill. So I'm using his drill, and that Friday I get my first paycheck, and so the following Monday I come back to work. I don't have a drill. And the guy by the name of Derek approached me like, "Hey, Mark, didn't you get paid Friday?" I was like, "Yeah." "So why you didn't buy a drill?" "Well, I figured since Brandon's letting me use his drill, I could just save my own money and use his." He said, "Yeah, you can. But if something happens to his drill, like let's say you lose it, it gets stolen, or you break it, now you have to buy him another drill, and you still have to buy your own." So I'm not telling you what to do with your money, but I'm just saying in the long run, it's going to cost you more trying to replace his drill if something happens to it. And eventually you'll have to get yours. Wow. So what I did that day after work, I went to the appliance store and I got me a drill, and I came back to work. And so what I'm saying is, it's better for you to, use your own money than to borrow someone else's. Someone else's, meaning the bank or, using credit. For example, if you're starting a business, let's say just a side business you want to do outside of your job, it's better for you to just work those extra hours, even though you don't want to. But sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do to get to where you want to go.
Exactly.
So it's better for you to work those extra hours so you can have a little more capital to, use to fund your business. And no one wants to go to business to fail. Everybody looks to succeed. But if you do lose money, or if you do fail, or if you make a mistake that's going to cost you, it's just going to be your money. But see, when you start a business, getting loans from the bank and things like that, and the business go under, now you got to get their money back, and you still lost your money. So that's even worse. So what I'm basically saying is, I rather F up my own stuff than F up somebody else's stuff.
Right. That's a good story, man. I like that story. I didn't even know where you were going with it. And I was like, dang. I guess, you know what, honestly, pretty much all my life, I didn't really like borrowing people's stuff because I knew, what if the day I use it, something happens to it, like borrows a friend's car or something like that, and I wreck it, now I'm responsible for it. I just didn't want that burden, but yeah, I get, that's an awesome story, man. Have you been using cash all your life, or were you in debt at one time and you got out of debt, or what happened?
I've pretty much been using cash all my life. I'm a professional cheapskate from Alabama. Not that they have anything to do with
it. It don't.
But
See how they put names. See how they put derogatory names on people to save money. People do that. Slaves do that.
Yeah.
You
so cheap.
cheapskate.
I'm not cheap.
No.
It's not that I'm cheap, but it's other things that I spend more money on, like stuff I know I'm gonna use every day. Like I bought a new washer and dryer set. Yeah, it was $925, but I mean, it's a washer and dryer set. I don't have to worry about replacing any other parts anytime soon.
And you bought it cash.
And I bought it cash.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Or also, you know, there are different kind of pickup trucks you can buy. You know, you have Ford, Toyota, Chevy, Dodge, but you know, not being biased or whatever, just based off of, you know, everyone else's reviews, Toyota's trucks are just the most reliable pickup trucks, you know, according to most people. So I figured, you know, I'm gonna have to do a lot of driving because I'm in the Atlanta area. So I'll just pay more up front to save money over time.
Yes.
So I bought me a Toyota,
and you have the option. That's the wonderful thing. You have the option too.
Yeah. So I bought the Toyota Tundra. You know, I paid like $9,500 for it. You know, it has 129,000 miles. It's in pretty good shape. So I figured I'll just pay more for this up front to save more money over time.
Well, you're saying it wrong too. You didn't pay more up front. You just paid it all up front. That's all, not more.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right.
I didn't pay 90% of it. I paid 100% of it.
Right. So, and you got to remember too, that the majority of people pay finance, right? So you're not really counting phantom income, because the same person that would have came on and got the price for that truck for $9,500, the only person that got it for $9,500 is you. The other person financing it for 84 months, they'll walk away saying the same thing. Oh man, I got this truck on sale for $9,500. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. But they believe they did. But that's why, as long as they keep believing things like that, Leroy, you stay ahead. So you don't say things, I paid more up front. No, you paid for it up front, period. So you're saving more money than they are by having a paid off truck compared to their making monthly payments. That's called phantom income.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I hadn't used it. I'm gonna have to add that to my wordplay.
Look at it this way, Leroy, because you can't see phantom income. Only people that are debt free can see phantom income. Put it this way. If the average car payment is $500 a month, okay, say like they always say the average car payment is this. When you hear the word average, they're talking about people in debt. They're not talking to you. Okay. They're talking about the millions of people that have car payments. That's $6,000 a year for all those millions of people. With you not having a car payment, you now make $6,000 more per year than the average people who pay. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was just listening to you.
Yeah, that's called phantom income.
So it's like, actually, even if somebody makes more money than me, they may not necessarily make more.
Doesn't matter. Don't care about the title. Don't care about how much money they make. It doesn't matter. They're in debt. There's only put it this way, Leroy. There's only two classes. There's no such thing as lower class, middle class, upper class. That doesn't even exist. Only people in debt believe that exists. Now that you're debt free, there's only two classes: the debt class and the non-debt class. That's it. There are no other classes. Those just two. And you are part of the non-debt class. So if you come across a person that's a lawyer making $300,000 in a year, but if they're $600,000 in debt, the only class they're in is the debt class. You have more money than them, and they don't even know it.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, you know, now that I've never been in debt, but you know, I owed my auntie like $300 when I lived with her, and I didn't pay her the money. That's not real debt, Leroy.
Okay, that's funny. That's a joke. Okay.
I was like, hey, auntie, look, man, I came up on some money. I was broke when I first moved up here, and you know, I didn't pay the rent money like I was supposed to. But now I moved out and I got my own spot, and I got a little silver that came in.
That is funny.
So let me give you that $300. Let me give you the $300, man. I can't keep walking around with this burden. $300.
That is, oh, that is funny. Here are people walking around with $100,000 of student loan debt, and you burdened for $300. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, that's the non-slave mentality. I get it.
Because I told the story earlier. Well, not earlier, but on one of your screens, I was on the chat, and
Okay.
you know, as long as you can always every day is a day for a different opportunity. You know, every day is a new opportunity. I remember there was a time a couple of months ago where I was, you know, I had got evicted from my first apartment and almost went homeless, but I found a place to rent a room out, and then I just lived there, got my money up, and I was in the car accident and I got a settlement. So, you know, once the settlement came in, I had enough money. Then, you know, I got back on my feet, you know, so I got my own spot, and, you know, I pretty much got everything that I wanted and I needed. And, you know, I can go back to work now with a peace of mind. I was driving my parents' car. You know, my parents let me borrow their car, but, you know, I got to buy that Toyota Tundra now. And so, you know, I had that peace of mind now, and I can go back to work because you know, I got laid off due to the COVID-19, but I wasn't tripping. But you know,
well, I want you to
now,
really understand that how many people can't do what you just did, paid for a truck in cash. People can't do that.
Yeah.
I want you to realize the power in that. That's very powerful.
And so now I could go back to work with a peace of mind now, because you know they can always get rid of you, lay you off,
of course,
get fired. So if anything major just happens now, I can have the peace of mind knowing that I'll be able to take care with my money. But I'm not gonna stop here though. You know, I just use this as a stepping stone to obtain.
Also, Leroy, what you should know, man, now that you're debt free, you don't have to work at places you don't like.
Yeah, that's what I was saying when I go back to work.
Right.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. I want you to know that. I want you to understand, realize you are debt free. You don't have to ever work at a place you don't like. So you have your choice. Take your time.
Right. Because see, actually, I mentioned this on another one of your screens. I know you don't remember because you get so many different, you know, messages on the screen. But I'm currently going through an electrician's apprenticeship, and the good thing about that is it's free. You know, only thing you pay for is your books.
Nice. Okay.
You only pay for that after you complete the class. So I'm currently doing an electrician's apprenticeship. And I got maybe a year and a half or so.
We're gonna always need electricians. We're gonna always need electricians. That's always just be and I want you to understand, man, when you do that, you can be the best you can be. You know why? Because you have no debt. So you have full time to concentrate to be the best electrician ever. So you'll shoot straight to the top and demand any price you want.
Yeah, that's the goal. Yes, sir. And
just know you're going to be the best electrician. Are you doing this for the money, or are you just doing this because what are the reasons why you're trying to become an electrician?
So initially the reason was, hey man, I needed a job at the time, like, because I had been bouncing around from, you know, minimum wage job in my early 20s, you know, working at Champs, Walmart. And then I said, you know, I need to at least get a skill, something that's in demand, where I could always find work.
Yeah.
Or I could always make money, whether or not I'm employed. So I need to get some sort of skill.
Wow.
And what would be the cheapest way to get this skill? So I knew I didn't want to do plumbing. I knew I didn't want to work outside and do brick mason. So I said, and I also didn't want to go to a tech school either. Not that anything's wrong with that, but I just wanted to avoid taking out a student loan.
Right. Exactly. No, you're right.
I got down to heating and air and doing electrical work. And heating and air, they also, you know, had courses at a tech school, but I found this one contractor where you could work for them and then they'll pay for you to go through school. So I worked with them back when I was down home or whatever. And I found out about an opportunity up here in Atlanta to work with the union.
Is that where you live now, Atlanta?
Yeah, Atlanta. Well, the outskirts of Atlanta, but yeah, Atlanta. Because I'm originally from Alabama. So I moved up here, just for more opportunities, opportunities that I wasn't exposed to back home. So
Right.
I got a little bit of experience down there, and then I came up here and I joined the union, and I've just been working with them.
What's your passion, Leroy? What's your passion? If
What's my
money wasn't
passion?
involved, what's your passion? Yeah, what's your passion?
My passion is just stuff I do for free. I don't know how I'd be able
Yeah,
to
that's what I
monetize.
mean. That's exactly right. What is that? What is something that you would do for free? You don't have to answer now. It's just something I want you to think about, because you see what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing right now talking to you? This is my passion. You can see it, you can feel it. See, that's how you know that when you look at me and you hear me, you know this is my passion. This is my passion. I'm doing exactly what I love, and I was doing it for free for a very long time. Free. When people, when you do your passion, people will see it, and then you will always take pride in it, and then people will pay you for it.
Right. It's not that I don't take passion in doing electrical work, but who the hell want to do electrical work and heating and air for free?
Right.
So
no, not do that. No, let me make sure I'm saying that clear. Now, the reason why I said passion, now you're doing, get a job that makes money doing what you like. So I was a computer engineer for 20 years. Okay. I went to school and got a job that I liked because it makes the money. But you're still not going to be happy when you're not doing what you love. Okay, so you get there right now. You can do it because you're debt free. Get the electrician job. That's a guaranteed money. Blah blah blah. You're making money, but you're going to be like, I'm just making money. Trust me, it happens. I promise you, Leroy, it's going to happen, right? And then I want you to start thinking about, as you're doing electrician, making your money, blah blah blah. I want you to start thinking about your passion. What is it that I would do for free that it wouldn't feel like work? Your electrician job is a stepping stone. I promise you. I can just hear the way you're talking. So you're making the right move. Don't get me wrong. You're making the right move as far as electrician.
Yeah, because I've been thinking about that, because I'm 27 right now. So I've been thinking about, what is something that I enjoy doing that I do for free, but I could also monetize it as well. So yeah, because I was on Ramil's panel, and I was saying, just get some, because a lot of guys have these different ideas about businesses they want to start, and I was saying, just get a foundation and just go from there.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this now, and I want you to realize, because I don't think you realize the power of being debt free. I can just tell by listening to you, okay? Because you just been like this, right? You just been doing this your life. I want you to understand the power of debt free. So when it's time for you to go into business, okay, you don't really understand that your credit report looks a certain way. Your credit report has all zeros because you have no debt. Okay, not the credit score, your total debt. Okay. You don't listen to anybody that's in debt. You don't take financial advice from anybody that's in debt. You don't take advice from people that have 20-year-old student loans. When you talking about going into business with somebody or doing something financial, I want you to ask them, just answer these simple questions. Hey, is that cell phone financed? Do you still have student loans? Are you making car payments? Then you say, no, I'm not doing business with you. You don't take financial advice from slaves. Okay. This is your advantage right now, Leroy.
Yeah, because I got a cousin. He's 50-some years old, and he still has student loans. And I was like, hold up, didn't you go to school 20 years? He's like, yeah, but I went to school for this, but I went back to school a couple of years ago, so I'm paying for that again. I'm like, wow. So this big house and all these cars.
It's all an illusion. It's not even real.
It's a facade.
It's a facade. It's a facade. You're exactly right. But listen, the advantage you have over your cousin, he doesn't know you can see what you see. See what I'm saying? He doesn't know his life is an illusion. He doesn't know. It doesn't make any mathematical sense. None. You can even prove it to him. He still won't see it.
That's amazing.
It's amazing, right? That's the gift, Leroy. Because I don't even think you knew it, because you just been living like this. You're like, hey, you just pay your bills back and you just don't owe anybody. No, it doesn't work like that. Not for the majority of people in debt.
I did owe somebody. Remember, I told you my auntie the $300.
Yeah, you're like, man, I was in debt one time. I owe my auntie 300. Oh no, that's not the debt I'm talking about, Leroy.
Oh, okay.
That's a funny story though. That's a hilarious story. Now, if you went to somebody that has $100,000 in student loan debt, and you talk to them and say, "Hey, man, I was in debt once. I owe my aunt $300." They probably want to fight you.
They probably like, are you making fun of me?
You making fun of me. You making fun of me. That's exactly what they would say. You making fun of me.
Like no, man, I owe somebody else money just like you do, except, I could probably pay them back today and you'll probably be dead and still owe them other people money.
Mm-hmm.
And also a lot of, what you say? What you about to say?
Oh, no, go ahead. I was just moving. And
also a lot of the slaves, the debt slaves, they are always making fun of your cell phone. I always notice that. They have like an iPhone 6 or iPhone 7, and they make fun of your phone. But it's like, okay, I have Straight Talk, but I actually own this phone, okay? Yeah. I have 3 phones. I don't use all of them, but me just having 3 phones, and even though I just use one, I'm better off than you are. Because you're financing a phone. Who finances a phone? How bad in life do you have to be doing to finance a phone?
Hey, Leroy, slaves do. And when they, this is what you do. I'm going to give you the secret on how to stop slaves from teasing you about your phone. This is what you do, Leroy. You say, I can't afford it. I'm broke. Then they'll leave you alone.
That's what I tell people. People like, man, you need to do away with that raggedy phone. I don't even have a raggedy phone. I have like the Straight Talk phones that you see in the electronics department in Walmart, and they come in different phones. They got the Androids, the Samsungs, the Galaxy. They even have iPhone, and they even have iPhone Straight Talk. Yeah. But I just have like the $100 phone, and it does everything. It has all the gigabytes. You can download all the apps, but for some reason, I guess the iPhone is just a status symbol, but it means nothing. And actually,
that's slaves.
And really, man, I don't even like Apple products. I just think they too complicated to navigate through. They just not simplistic. I don't like it.
I don't have their phone, but I have a Mac. I would never get a PC again. I do. The Macs are good. I don't like the phones because I don't want them controlling everything I do on my phone. I don't like that.
Yeah, like I got an iPod. People made fun of me because I still have an iPod. I'm like, hey, man, it's good. I have all my music on. Right. Man, you need to get an iPhone. You can have a phone. You can have your music on. I'm like, man, the iPod enough, man. I mean, that's the iPod crazy enough trying to get music on it and put the music on the computer. Yeah, it'll be like when you're trying to take the music off your iPod and then put it on iTunes, and you can't drag the music from iTunes to Windows Media.
Right.
And I'm like, man, I really don't even like this. I'd rather just remember those days you download the music and you just put it on Windows Media and then you sync it to your MP3 player.
Yeah, I transfer the song straight to I got an Android. I got a Note 8, right? I just transfer straight to my phone. No problem. Nothing. I don't need anything.
Yeah, but with the iPods, man, it's just so much you gotta do. It's terrible. And then, the songs from your iPod, it seems like you can only sync them to, an iPhone or iTunes, but even that is just a bunch of.
It's great. All right, sir, man. I appreciate you jumping on, Leroy, man. Thanks for sharing your story.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it, man. You are welcome. I'm glad you're following, subscribe, appreciate it. Share with your friends, those that are listen, at least.
Yeah, man. This red pill knowledge is the cheat code to life.
Yes, it is, man. You already got a way ahead start. You just got to realize you do. That's all.
All right. Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
All right, man. You too. All right. We're almost 2 hours in. If there's any more questions, we'll go ahead and cut this off. You guys, for the members only, I'm gonna move. I gotta move. I didn't realize what time it is, so I'm gonna have to move tomorrow. Today's till tomorrow. Tomorrow at 6. Okay, I'm changing it to tomorrow at 6. I'll let you guys know in the community. I didn't realize it was this close to 6 o'clock. I can't do back-to-backs like that. So, any other questions before we get off here? Any dating questions? Any get it why it's free? Let me make sure you guys ain't over there sending me something and I just can't see it. Let's see. CM Training says LLC. I'm using my wife's Samsung Note 5. I still got my Note 5 too. I love that Note. That phone was excellent. I still have it. I still use it to record. I don't buy a phone until it breaks apart. That's funny. Leroy says, I'm from Phoenix City, Atlanta. Okay. Dope live today. Thank you, Nicer. All right, you guys have any questions? Any more questions? Those of you in the background, I see like 40 people in there. I saw it got almost up to 60 people. You guys have any questions? Get it while it's free. Again, if you want a consultation, all right, here's my email address at SavingsMinusDebt@gmail.com. Okay. And if you want to share the channel with your friends, this is all you got to do. Just tell them to Google the hashtag SavingsMinusDebt. I will be the only one that populates in that Google search. Okay. Just go Google hashtag SavingsMinusDebt. Okay. Oh, Alabama. Okay. $5 super chat. Shout out to Evan James. Thank you, sir. What is the link to your Discord? I think I put it in the, is it in the details of this video? One of you guys have the link to Nicer? One of you guys have the links at all? I don't know if is Hyphy on? Let me double check here because I always forget to put that in. 1 second. Let me see, because I believe Hyphy sent me the link. 1 second. Okay, here it is. I think I got it. I found it. Forgot. He sent this to me. Oh, thanks, Hyphy. Okay, he's in here. All right, cool. I was just about to get it because he emailed it to me. So there it is. All right. Thank you, everyone, for participating. I'm going to try to keep this going as, normal. Hopefully it'll take off. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. But thank you, everyone, for joining. Appreciate it. Until next time. Again, for the members only, I'm moving it to tomorrow at 6 p.m. Not because it's almost 4 right now. So sorry about that. But you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. See you later.